Stevenson, I have a startling confession to make. I have to admit to you that I am, cut to black. Find out what Hornbreaker Prince was going to say to Stevenson, and who is Stevenson. You'll just have to stay tuned for the next episode of As the Train Wheels Turn. Welcome back to Monster Train. This is episode 200. Yeah, it's really late, and I actually I did not plan that one out. A lot of the times when I do an intro like that, I'll get like an idea of what I want to do with the intro, and then I will like write down an outline. That one I just kind of hit record, and I was like, I'll figure it out. So pretty proud of that one, honestly. It is late. I will take one moment to express my frustrations, as I have spent my entire day today. It is late, and I have spent my entire day studying for a test, and then I took the test, and nothing I studied was on the test. So going into this, I just want to give you a little bit of my mental state. Going into this, I am upset. However, take a deep breath. We're gonna do Exile Hellhorned Standard Melting. This game also seems really loud, but I think that's just the music on the title screen. We're doing Hellhorned Exile Standard Melting because that was requested. I think this is one of the worst clan combos, but we will see. If this feels too loud, I'm gonna turn it down a touch. I think I might have, I think I increased my sound settings. I sure did. As we get into it here, do I have anything else for you today? Not really. I've been talking about more content. There's going to be more content coming up to the channel once I'm done with the next 2 weeks. Actually, it's like a week. I got like 10 days of school left, and then I am done with the semester, for better or for worse. And when that is done, I will have some new stuff for you. So look forward to that. And for now, we can begin. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I don't know if I said that already. It's late. My brain is fried. I have done enough thinking for one day, so I'm just gonna smash Soulsucker, Talos, Cursed Falsap, Seraph, Exile Hellhorned, Melting, Default, Hidden Passage, Molded, Imp in a Box. Molded is probably the best starting card in Melting. Less so in Exile Melting, but in Standard Melting it's the best, I think. Oh. With Votive Key we can build our own Endless Welder Helper with Burnout on it. I'm going to take Advanced Prototype. I think our biggest fear is going to be dying in the first few rounds, so Advanced Prototype is just going to let us survive for sure. Imperialist is fine. Yeah, Imperialist is really good, actually. Imperialist with Melting is really, really good because you can reform imps any number of times and get the value of them dying every turn. Right, I can reform an imp 10 times and it's not going to take him 10 turns to die from Burnout. Also, taking the trial here, I'm sure you can parse the reason, but it's entirely... We have the Train Steward Relic. We're gonna crush this combat. We're also we're pretty strong because of this Shardtail Queen as well. Let's do this. 2, 5 here, 5 here. I don't care if she takes damage. Yeah. It doesn't matter if she takes damage or not, because the boss is gonna die regardless to the Train Stewards. Put the imp down just to get rid of it. Drags too. It doesn't matter, right? We're gonna win this combat basically no matter what here. Yeah, I mean, like, almost entirely won on the first floor. With the Train Steward Relic, you're super, super confident going into the first floor. I almost called this the Act 1 boss fight. Going into the first floor here. Welder Helper is good. Imp in a Box is also good, but Welder Helper is better. Fucking Devourer of Death? Yo, I could do this. I have only played, I think in the entire 200 episodes of Monster Train that have been played on this channel, I have used Devourer of Death exactly one time. I took Devourer of Death on a run where I had an infinite, where I was I harvested enough soul to one-shot Seraph. I had the Offering Monument Reform Infinite, and I used Devourer of Death for that. I don't think it's bad here. If I'm ever gonna give Devourer of Death a try, it's right now. Big Sludge is too big. Wickless Tycoon harvests a lot of money. I like that. With Queen, especially with this Shardtail Queen, we're probably going to let her mostly solo. She's a champion almost as strong as Little Fade in terms of ability to solo combats. Skip this. Oh, you know, I just remembered. There's a beta patch today. I should be on the beta branch right now. Oh well. Tomorrow's episode will be on the beta branch. They were talking about it in my Discord. There's a bunch of little changes, some interesting changes. I should switch over to that. I guess I'm gonna start by removing the dregs. I suppose so. The Wickstone's worthless. I don't think I want to take anything here. Yeah, super weird. But I'm pretty confident we'll get through Talos. Happy to take another +4. So the idea here is that we're gonna get a lot of harvests on the Devourer of Death because he's just gonna sit and farm while Shardtail Queen kills imps. The problem is he doesn't have draw priority. Wow, that's 2 Pyre Chompers. Yeah, he doesn't have draw priority, so I'm just gonna play it out. Again, we're in a very good spot. I should have put Queen in the back, I think, but I'm gonna use this for money instead, basically here, because I'm not losing anything anyway. Pyre Chomper in there. It's weird because there's no reason to play Pyre Chomper and there's no reason to not play Pyre Chomper. I guess doing this might be better just to get him extending his burnout, but really it does not matter. I could have probably gotten a little more money if I had ordered that floor differently. Oh well. I'm gonna move you off of the floor. I think that's fine. I don't want to play more units up there yet. One big problem is going to be no way to kill the foot soldier here. I wonder if that's going to be... Devourer of Death, by the way, completely worthless. Droom, like, this is a concept that I talked about in... I don't know if I talked about it in a video. I talked about this somewhere recently, where a big problem with this game is the early game, where you can just have this happen. It's like, oh yeah, Devourer of Death would do all of the heavy lifting here, except for the part where he can't. He cannot. Because he's just, like, I drew him last, and now I might lose this combat. Alas. So, here's what we do. I need to play Devourer up here. I need to play the Train Steward as well. And then I just need to reform an imp that isn't Pyre Chomper. And this will let Devourer of Death kill the foot soldier. And since it goes, maybe since it goes front to back, I didn't have to do that? Maybe. How is it? 95. Do I don't gain damage, okay. Very interesting. So he dies at 1 soul. I'm taking 6 damage for the trial here. I suppose. So you don't get harvest if your entire floor is dying on the same turn. I should have probably just played the Welder Helper, but no, because I think that killing that soldier was more important than playing Welder Helper. I had no way to do both. I guess I'll take Hornbreak here. Branding Right doesn't seem great. I'll take Hornbreak. I could take a Molten Encasement here, I guess. This run's gonna benefit from a holdover molded for sure. Molten Encasement doesn't seem super worth it here. The Ranged Brute? I swear they like upped the drop rate of rare units or something. I've seen so many more rare units lately. It's probably just a coincidence, but still. We're looking for Endless or Holdover. Yeah, there's Endless. Endless goes on Welder Helper. We draw Welder Helper, things look a lot cleaner now. We get one rally and we are cruising. I'm gonna go ahead and give a Train Steward +10 here to just be certain. And I'll remove Dregs. Hidden Passage is worth holding on to. There's no spells worth getting rid of, so Dregs can go first. And we'll see where we end up here. Look at this, another rare unit. We've seen 3 rare units out of like 4 unit drafts. I'm not complaining by any means. Very happy to see more rare units. I think that they add a lot of spice to the runs. It's just strange. Stave is worth taking here. For sure. It's Curse Foul. I would have to take energy and we really want to take draw so we can draw into Welder Helper. So Abandoned Stave puts us in the position of being able to have our cake and also eat it, or in this case, have our energy and also Pyre Chomp it. Maybe not. Okay, so I'm going to create our Queen for... I'm going to create the Death for... where I just send units to die, and then I'm going to put 2 Train Stewards on the top floor to act as the cleanup crew for the boss. In case she is not dead. Get her off my floor. Fine. If a unit is dazed, I'm pretty sure they don't trigger their action, by the way. So I don't think I could have left her down there to get that 30 damage. Hey, you gotta get off my floor, lady. So let's test this hypothesis by playing Queen's Impling here. Correct, it does not trigger. Okay, so I just have to put Welder Helper in front, is all. And then that floor gets wiped. And Devourer of Death is really going to be our big payoff. I think we're gonna see the problem of Devourer of Death. Forgot this is a haste combat, didn't I? I sure did. It's okay. The haste is only a suggestion here. Hornbreak lets us deal with that one. Oh, that's not where I meant to put that drag. That's 5 gold wasted. I could have also had Wickless Tycoon alive, so maybe I was a little more. Alas, I'm not going to sweat it too much, it's a minor optimization thing. You want to give me, yeah, I didn't even finish the would you like to give me Molting Imp here before Molting Imp arrived to fix all of my issues, as he often does. Take the Wickless Tycoon here. Can use his 2 space so we can get 5 more gold back. He blocks the hit. And then we want to spend our energy otherwise, just throwing imps on this floor for harvests. I guess Devourer is going to do a reasonable amount of damage. I don't know, I've never thought about Devourer of Death in the context of killing Talos with him. I guess against Talos, Devourer of Death is pretty good. Now, is this a good bar? No, of course not. This is the probably only run I will ever see this guy before Talos. The first time in like 700 hours or something like that. He doesn't even kill her. God, he doesn't even kill her. How insane is this? And my man does not do enough damage after all of this death. He has harvested 14 souls, which is a pretty good number of souls here. And he's gonna harvest 3 more. He's gonna have 17 souls. And he's gonna do how much damage? We're gonna do like 200 something? He did 255. You see, now, don't get me wrong, right? 255 damage is a very large amount of damage, but the amount of setup that's required to get that guy to do 255 damage is just such a sad payout. He could do like 30 damage per soul and he would still be bad, I think. Which is tough. Impalade is the nuts. That is the perfect card. Take double draw. I love Devourer of Death is... There's a list of cards that I hate very much so, and that list has roughly 2 units on it. Alpha Fiend is one of them, because the first time I looked at Alpha Fiend I went, oh, this guy seems super cool, and then I played with him and I went, wait, this sucks. And Devourer of Death is on that list as well. I'm very angry because I want Devourer of Death to be good, but he sucks. Oh, it's just so sad. And I'm not getting Rally either, which is scary. The reason it's scary is because this could end up being another Thunderdome run. Oh no. I'll stay at 5 energy for now. I might end up dropping to 4 though, and just clearing those. What are they? Burnout? What are these? Vengeful Shards. Clearing those out. As much as I'm gonna be angry about Devourer of Death and be like, ah, he sucks, he's gonna be a pretty big part of us actually killing anything here because we didn't get Rally. +6 is frightening. I will not disrespect this combat, even though I probably should. Our big problem here is we cannot kill a boss. Heavies, great, easy. Backline, not that big of a problem either. Actually, like, defeating a boss, ever? I am not so certain. Which is why we're heading, spiraling, some may even say, very swiftly. I should play Impalate here. We are moving towards this being a Thunderdome run. Where it's the entire game plan is just, hey, Shardtail Queen has a lot of armor. Now obviously she's not getting very much armor right now. This will change. I'm going to need to duplicate Welder Helper. I'm willing to just harvest for money here because I'm really not that afraid. Might be worth throwing a +10 at Devour also. Oh, I put the Train Stewards in the wrong order here. That is my mistake as well. Devourer does take up a pretty crucial slot on the floor. Because the extra, the one more imp would actually be causing these heavies to die. But I have to play it like this or I'm going to die to the boss without a doubt. We have the Train Stewards for now. This is an interesting one because I spend like every waking moment of every run thinking to the long term about, oh well, obviously we're going to need something better than this. But, you know, right now our plan is just I have Train Stewards doing the heavy lifting and that's fine. And that's fine. I'll harvest the money here. What are you doing, 240? Yeah, should be fine. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect right now. This is something that maybe I focused too much on, was trying to make everything work perfectly. We can just look like this, it's okay. We can barely scrape by these bosses, we have time. Devourer of Death can carry me through this mid-game, I guess. Mind you, if we got Rally, this run is over. Like, we won. But we did not. So, here we are. Important Work might seem good, and it is pretty good. It lets us play twice as many Welder Helpers. It never gets a holdover, because I want a holdover molded, but, you know, I'm happy with it. Fatal Melting, Votivary Mortal Entrapment we don't need. I need to see, like, every duplicate. I think I might have passed on one even. I did because I wanted to go to the magic shop. I should have gone to the duplicate. Oh, I'm gonna pay pretty heavily for not going to that duplicate. I didn't want to have to think on this run, I just wanted to smash. Come on, video game. Exploding candle. It's not bad. Better than infused mallet anyway. Doesn't really hurt us in any way. Yeah, let's make this Devourer Death do 10 damage. It's tough. Like it's tough. But the damage of our floor just increased by 33%. So, or no, by 50%, right? Because we were doing 20 and now we're doing 30. Oh my god. That is tough. Yeah, alright. Large stone cannot go on anything here. I guess I'm just doubling the floor's output by putting 2 plus 10s on Devourer of Death. This is where we're at in life. Fucking rough. Okay. I was thinking about this guy, Orosaros. Not too worried about him. I'm also pretty sure that my only damaging spell... Oh, it's Impalate that I miss out on. Impalate is worth not taking this trial for. The other big thing is I don't need my money for anything. So I'm not super concerned. Just have to think about this for... I have to think about this for a lot. This is the 4. Let's see what's in Inbox. Transcend him. You can chill. Boulder Helper is very nice. How do I do this? We lost space on the mid 4, which puts us in a weird spot. I think that with the Transcend Imp, I can just play top 4. And I want to start picking away at these. I do feed a lot of armor here, but I'm feeding a lot of armor here. And for what? I don't know. Harvests, I guess. It's like probably fine. So another possible outcome that we can aim for here, by the way, is just ending on a Train Steward here. Getting the 60 damage per round can be pretty big. I don't know though. I do not know. I can do 90 if I play all of these imps. Is that right? Because it's 90, it's 110. What are you at? 115? Okay, I'm gonna kill this guy. I have to make sure I do this in the proper order though. Let's play... It's not that hard to do this in the proper order here. Oh, he gains armor from the imps being sacrificed. Of course he does. I didn't think of that. Alright, so I was always going to get hit by this guy then. And it's probably... if I draw Impalate next turn, this was a mistake. But if I don't draw Impalate next turn, then this was fine. This is worth doing, I feel like. He's at 95 still. I guess the thing is, Impalate is a really high value card. Like, sure, I took 10 there, but I have to Impalate something. This is a tough combat. Harvest is a really hard combat is what I'm realizing here. Really, really difficult to deal with Harvest in any way here. So I'm gonna kill one of you. No reason to go up there. I'll do this. Because the death of this Impling is 10 damage into him, so it is neutral, and we get the 5 gold, so there's no reason to not do this. Put the Train Stewards to try to start minimizing it a little bit better here, but yeah, we're gonna take some damage it looks like. I could do like... Nah, it's just awful. What I should have done is I should have played Devourer down here and then ascended him. That's a mistake. Let's get you out of my way. You're burning out, so you're wiping the floor. 5 damage off here. I'm just gonna take 12. This is probably the hardest combat we could face. This Harvester combat. So I'm not too worried about the damage we're taking here. I am a little concerned about the part where I think the boss is gonna farm me. I think I'm gonna get brutalized by the boss. Because I drew my harvest late, I drew my man late, and it looks pretty rough here, I gotta say. The thing we have on our side is the fact that this Sword of Sorrow does a reasonably low amount of damage. I drew the Reform, right? How does this feel? This feels like a winning line. Doesn't really matter, does it? I don't think so. And now I should be fine. Yeah, that's gonna do 480. And I get all of that armor again onto the queen. Okay, never mind. There's no reason to be afraid here. We're fine. Yeah, 430 from these guys. Look at him go. Look at this train steward absolutely beat the shit out of him. My god. This is probably not a double draw run, by the way. I think this is a space second take. May as well just see where we're at on armor here. 460. Okay, if I hit Transcendent, we're gonna win this run for sure. Impish Scholar is pretty good too. Brings back the Imp in a box, it's the only consume card. I'm good with Impish Scholar here. Don't take any cards that consume and don't add consume to anything now, but it's all units anyway, so who cares? Holdover is pretty good. Removals are nice too. I think I just look for holdover though. Because we can't cheat our way past Talos. Space Prism is not good here. None of these are good here, but I'll take the 10 gold. I don't want to clutter up the Impish Scholar Reform, because I'm going to need to pump out those Impina boxes, I believe. Holdover should give us a better chance of survival here. Make Impulate free while I'm at it. No consume. No remove consume either. This is shaky. I will give you my honest opinion here. This is scary. I think that our only saving grace is that this is Curse Spell. I know what you're thinking. I took Burnout Candle and then removed all my dregs. Yes. That's it. Yes. You are correct. Okay, so Queen I guess is just gonna get played bottom floor to avoid courses. Ping you away. I cannot let these float. I'm just gonna take the 1 damage. I don't care. And now I just start playing imps. This is not the imp I want to be playing. This turn looks bad. Guess I could have played 3 imps in front of her and it's fine too. I'll throw him into the pool. Like, I don't want to hold on to units. It's really bad too. And this deck would do really well if I had like the Awoken card that lets you draw 3 more cards the turn after. That'd be really good here. I think I do need to play Devourer of Death. Or do I? Now this is a great question. Do I play Devourer of Death or do I go all the way on imps? I think I go all the way on imps here. I feel like ultimately, well, we can do some rough math here. Let's assume 4 kills per round. He's gonna be around 24, which is gonna be worth 360. Do I think that 360 is gonna be the difference between killing Fel and not killing Fel? No, I do not. What I'll do instead is I'll just try and slot a train steward in here after everything is said and done. Way too many units to play on that turn though. Very tough. And we're gonna start using Impish Scholar as our reformed imp on every turn, because I want him to pay out with Transcendent. 2 Welder Helpers are fine as well, I suppose. I'm just gonna end up with a train. I can't play all of these units as a big issue that we're gonna start to see here. I cannot play everything I'm drawing. Like, my train is full. I think if we survive Fel, our odds of winning are pretty high, but that's a big if. Push 165 here is fine. I'm gonna go ahead and take a breather from the Scholar. Do Welder Helper, although I could have actually played everything that Scholar. No, I would have floated one. What I'll do is I'll just start ascending train stewards up. Maybe we'll just make the super train steward floor instead. These guys can do something, I'm sure. Right, so we'll do Impish Scholar here. If we hit Transcendent, of course, we win the run, like 100%. Yeah, okay. No more concerns. We're fine. We never die here. Yeah, okay. It's just like, there's so much shit to play. Like, what the hell, dude? There's so much to play. Yeah, this is definitely space. I'm just gonna end up with a way more... I'm gonna probably have more cards in my deck than I started with at the end of this combat. And that's okay. It is pretty brutal. The absolute scope of it here. The unbelievable number of imps that are flying out every moment. Just have to elevate our imp. Like, look at this floor I have created. It's a fucking nightmare. Oh, do we win it? Okay, it's only 560, don't worry. Maybe I am dead. Maybe we didn't hit the Transcendent soon enough. I guess I think Devourer of Death is worth... He's worth a lot more, yeah. Yeah, he effectively doubles our floor output. Don't forget... Don't forget that I gave this man 2 +20s so that when I have 1,000 armor versus Fel, his 20 damage is effectively going to be worth like 600. Oh my god. I hate it here. He's a 1 space unit that I can slap 2 +10s on to double the floor's damage output. But I can't put those +10s on imps because they get sacrificed. Yeah, alright. This is disgusting. Intent on Death is okay, right? It sounds really cool because... So, the one thing about Devourer of Death that I think is okay is if you have Intent on Death, you can stack them up to like, what, 12? No, 13 is it? He has to get past 190. So yeah, at 13 stacks, he just, if you have held over Intent on Death, he just wipes floors, but there's not really a great reason to do this, because Queen is going to do a similar thing. This is without a doubt space. I really don't know what to tell you about this run other than rough. We're gonna probably lose if I don't hit Transcendent, but we get a lot of chances to hit Transcendent off of the Imp in a Box. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate Welder Helper. The Empire Health for an artifact here. Tempered Talisman does nothing. Makes the Hornbreak do 8, so this might matter if this next combat is multi-strike, but it probably will. Oh, thank God. Okay. So, Imperialist 3 is very good here. I wanna preface this by saying that Imperialist 3 is very, very good. If I play 4 imps per turn, she does 160 AoE, which is not a hard thing to attain. Playing 4 imps per turn is not hard, and doing 160 to all enemies is enough that I can kill everything. But can I kill the boss, Seraph? You know, we're gonna rally her enough times that it's gonna be good enough. I'm just concerned that I might die to heavies on the way. That's really all I'm worried about, is I might die to heavies. Think about it. She's gonna do she's probably gonna do 90. I think that 120 or 90 is the reasonable expectation here. But then you get the queen who's going to chunk the enemies, so she's gonna make up the damage to the front heavy. I think it's okay to go royalty here. This is not a Thunderdome run. The thing is, like, you might be like, oh, well now we can't watch 50,000 rounds of Seraph. Yes, true. Don't do this. It is true that we don't get to watch 50,000 rounds of Seraph, but I don't have Reinforce and I don't have Transcendent consistently, so trying to make 50,000 rounds of Seraph happen might just be a death sentence anyway. Okay, Queen's gonna go top floor. Tycoon chills bottom floor to harvest. You need to get to the point where she's gonna throw 4 imps, I believe. Fine. We are rallying. I'll play the Train Stewards down here to lessen the impact. 35 damage is not nothing. We're probably fine. If I play 4 imps here, we take nothing. I think if I play 3 imps here, we take nothing as well. Ah, no, I would take 1. Okay. Thankfully, we have another imp to play. Be taking my money as well. And there's no reason not to just ascend this guy. Oh yeah, there is. I took an extra 10 damage for that. But technically it's 12 damage onto my queen for that, which is not nothing. But she now answers bosses. If we're in a position where she answers heavies as well, then we're probably fine. Yeah, it feels like we're in a position where she answers heavies and bosses at this point. This is single heavies though, this is not double heavies, so, you know. Double heavies may be a little more threatening. Hopefully we have just enough health to survive them in the pyre. That's it. I'm gonna maybe against Seraph have to slow down on playing these cards like this too, because I haven't hit my imp in a box yet. Although hopefully we're not required to survive through imp in a box. Would you kill Seraph right now? Probably not. Would you kill Seraph right now? 200. You have to live 15 rounds? It'd be close. Damage shield 2 is kind of nice here, I guess. Although it's really only damage shield 1 because of the burnout. Oh no, it is damage shield 2 because that guy had multi-strike. I forgot about multi-strike somehow. It's like... fine. I don't know what else to say other than just, that's fine. Devourer of Death doesn't keep his soul, right? I'm pretty confident that's how it works. He doesn't keep his soul. But let me just check. Yeah, he doesn't. Devourer of Death would be a really good unit if he kept his soul on death. I think that is actually the change in Dusk's mod, by the way. The rebalance patch. He keeps his soul on death. Much better unit if that is the case. Because as it sits, he's just kind of awful. Second Impalate is good. The only thing we're worried about is double heavies. Impalate number 2 is great. I don't need to take Crushing Demise here. And now I'm going to remove all of the train stewards. I didn't take the trial. Right, it was a Spell Shield. I would have taken a big chunk if I had taken that trial too, because that first heavy would have gone by. So, I'm happy. If I can remove. I would like to remove the train stewards and maybe the Tycoon. There's gonna have to be something pretty good here. Railhammer isn't that great. I can afford a removal in Railhammer. That's fine. Actually, I could just buy Pyrewall too. It gives us 19 health because of Railhammer. But the Pyre is considered a friendly unit for the purposes of it. Huh. I don't think I need it. I think Tycoon is worse than Train Steward here. I think this is fine. I guess I could have grabbed a plus 25. I should have grabbed a plus 25. Yeah. It's a pretty small amount that Train Steward differs from Tycoon, but probably fine. Oh yeah, we got the Imp in a Box turn 1. The only real problem we had in the last combat was that I did not hit the Imp in the Box or the Impish Scholar in time, so we got those. Should have done the Molting Imp mid-4 to lessen the sap here. Oh yeah, also I can't play any more Imps on this floor, of course. As is expected. Play the Scholar down here. Yeah. Lets us play Molting Imp, which is good. There's 170 damage that Seraph is taking. You're gonna gain 2 damage, which is okay with me. I'll just reform Molting Imp if I'm really afraid of the damage here. I am pretty confident that we'll win here. The only way we lose is if something goes really wrong and too many heavies walk by. But we have a pretty solid Impish base here now. And we can fish for the Transcend Imp off of Impish Scholar to win the game. If we hit it, it is just over. I don't know, it feels like it's not great to feed the Harvest here, but at the same time it feels like it's not great to let those Imps float. Now these guys did get a lot of slays. They got like, I mean, my man here got 3 kills, which is pretty scary. He's doing a very intimidating amount of damage, so I will not risk it here. I'll just clear the floor. This isn't a worth risk to take. You're dying finally? Yeah. Got 3 soul, which is not that good. We'll give him 1 more soul. Changes nothing. Interesting. Right, so I'm gonna be probably wanting to reform Molting Imp just to try and keep Shardtail Queen's armor scaling okay. On a turn like this though, it's okay to do Impish Scholar. And if I reform Impish Scholar enough, he'll start being able to tank a bunch, I imagine. But maybe this isn't as over as it may have once looked. 95 damage. 125. So each of these is worth, it's not worth that much, right? It's worth 15 each, so it's 60 damage from the goons. Fine. Just kill here. Right, on a turn like this, it's probably... A, it's gonna be Impalade, of course. 240, holy moly. So... I feel like I should balance fishing for the Transcendent and saving health. Because if I miss, it's only bad if this is like... So this is only a bad imp in a box if it's no molting. First, it has to have no molting imps in it. And then second, it has to have, like, you know, we'll just open it. Yeah, it has molting imp. See, that one's fine. It has to have no molting imp and no Transcendent. Right, but it also has to have only one welder helper. It's usually fine. What I'm getting at there, it's usually fine to play Scholar and just open the box. Yeah, she does 200 damage, so we don't have to worry a whole lot here. An interesting option is to grab Devourer of Death here. He'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 soul when he dies. He'll do 50, he'll do 75 AoE. Can't see, what are you taking? You're taking 60, right? 135? I'll just take the Scholar. This is worth 60. And it gives us a chance to hit something really good. Yeah, Molting Imp is worth more than the Welder Helper is. Okay. Fine. I don't have enough energy. I was like, ooh, I could do something cute with Welder Helper. With Welder Helper and then send them up with Hidden Passage, but no. I have to try Impalade on this turn, hopefully. I never die here. I just have to be a little cautious. 20. Yeah. Fire Chomper. I have another Molded as well. There's just too many imps for me to think about here. I guess I'm gonna put 5 imps on this floor. What would I want to bring back? Again, I could do Devourer of Death, but I think it's just bad. I feel like none of these imps really do anything. I'll just take Molting Imp. He saves the most damage by just doing, or say, gaining us 30. As long as we don't, like, it's worth thinking about here, because it is possible to die if I'm super cocky. Minimizing the damage taken is important, because this wave could kill me if I'm not cautious. We drew Impalade, so I was overcautious. Overly cautious, most likely. But, you know, it doesn't hurt to be not cocky here. It's fine to be sure I don't die. I don't feel like I need to defend myself too much for playing it a little safer here. And just thinking about it. Oh hey, I lost. I think if I play like one imp though, it's instantly over because she effectively gains 2 rounds. Yeah, okay. I just open up for the... I'm pretty sure if I just play the Welder Helpers we win it, right? But we may as well see what's in the imp box first. 2 Molting Imps. Not really worth a ton. Should have put the Impish Scholar in front. If I lost this because I didn't put Impish Scholar in front, that would be really interesting. But yeah, it was actually a lot closer than it seemed. The only reason that this combat, or like this run is so close is because this is Sap Seraph. If this were a different Seraph, specifically if this were like Chased, we would be in a really good spot. Patient would be also very difficult, but it's tough because she has to go second, so she always takes that damage from the enemies. But I couldn't reform both a Molting Imp and the Impish Scholar, and I wanted to search the Impish Scholar for Transcendent, because if we hit Transcendent, we win the game. And as a result, our armor didn't scale up to any crazy high number. But, you know, still fine. I would have definitely lost if I went for the other path, by the way. I'm pretty sure if I went Imperialist 3, it would have just been doomed. So, Glad I didn't. Cool run. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.